Sylvain here. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, we talk about Forex, crypto, and also cryptocurrencies and stocks. So go over some the markets, brokers' reviews, that sort of thing. All right. So if you like it, make sure you subscribe, and then we'll keep updated with new videos on a weekly basis. All right, so just here you see my blog here. So we'll just get going tonight on mostly focus on Forex and mainly focusing on weekly and daily timeframes. So that's what we'll be looking at. See what we can come out with these analysis. All right, so let's go on this chart. I'll just make this here a bit bigger. Sorry for tonight, the lighting is not the greatest here. It's evening, and this little lamp I set up here, and it's not that great, but we'll do it anyway. The most important would be to see the chart. So, all right, so let's go full screen on that. All right, there you go. So now, so if we look at, so we'll start. So essentially what I'm using now, it's TradingView.com, and then I'm in system now. If I go now on this side, you can create some lists as well, right? So I've got some lists for stocks, so crypto, current trades, and all that. So let's have a look at the Forex ones. So let's start here with the DXY. So that's the US dollar currency index. I'm on the weekly time frame here. So look at, we might be looking at a strong resistance zone here at around $100. Here, so we're at 98.87. It looks like it came up this week. Let's have a look here. Let's try to select the arrow instead. There you go. I'll have that arrow. So it looks like it's it might go up. So on the daily, it looks like we had a strong day yesterday, and then it's coming back, slightly going down for now. We'll see how it goes from there. So we might be, if there's another push up, might be looking to sell the US pairs next week, but then again, be cautious. It might get in that zone and move on the upside as well. So we can never be 100% sure on that. But it's been, otherwise it's been kind of steady going up. So it's probably due to come down at some point. But again, we don't decide about that one. If we go now on, no. So now I'm just going through all the pairs, and then I've essentially put them in order, and then we can put a color. That's an option here. Let's say you're on your watch list. Green can be you're trading or something like that. You have a trade active on that. So let's have a look here at the Australian dollars, Swiss francs. So it pretty much hit pretty much an all-time low, I believe, at this 65. So strong zone there for, and it looked like it went up. So we're on the daily now, so it went up a little bit. Here's my 36 moving average. That one's a 200. That was a trend line. So again, on the weekly, so we had three strong impulse candles to the upside, but then as you saw, it touched kind of another zone, and then it went right back down. So it'll be nice to see where it ends up being at the end of the week, and then where we can take it from there. But there's a strong zone here, so if it ever comes back down, we might be looking to go back up or for a buy. I mean, this is long due now. It's been going down Australian pairs for a while, so obviously at some point they'll go back up, but then again, we don't decide, so we gotta analyze with what we know. And it's gonna look similar for the Australian dollar versus Japanese yen. Came up three long wick, buy wick to the upside, and then a couple down right now. It's almost looking the same as maybe the Swiss. So daily, it's pretty much going to tell you the same thing. Kind of came up. So here's a trend line, so it might be that might be a potential retest for the upside, so we'll keep an eye on that. No, so yeah, so I was trying to get in this one, I believe, in that area, and then eventually it probably kicked out a lot of people with that long wick. Again, strong demand zone here at the bottom, and then it shot right back up. So now it's too late to be in that for any buy. For now, as you saw, it probably hit a strong demand. If you look at the weekly here, like that candle, so it looked like it went up and then got rejected from the top, and then on this week now we've got a strong impulse to the downside, which might be that this can be a strong zone. So we'll see where it ends up being at the end of the week in a couple days. So let's look now at the Australian US dollar. So this one might be pretty good to take at some point if it doesn't drop any lower than this zone. So let's have a look. It's been, on the weekly, if we draw a trend line, so it's pretty much being like down the whole time, right? So it's still not done any push to the upside, but there's another strong zone kind of lower here. So it doesn't mean it's going to stay at that level, and especially since it's been going down not forever, but for quite a bit from here. So let's be cautious on this one. Let's reset that. There you go. So let's keep an eye on this one. Following one, so that one, as you see, not too interested in trading on that. So CAD, Swiss franc, not too good. Same thing for the CAD, the Japanese yen, not too good looking here on the weekly. So we're gonna skip that. Swiss franc, Japanese yen, really not a whole lot in the last few weeks, right? So this was a strong impulse over probably June 15 to probably for about a year and a bit. Otherwise, it's been pretty much ranging since then. This one, so Euro, Australian dollar. So this might look potentially pretty good. So it seems like we got a strong support zone, or potentially a supply zone at the top here. So let's have a look at where it reacts. This trend line's been going forever. So if we break that at some point with a strong impulse to the downside, then we might be able to enter on the next candle potentially. So that's something to look at. Next one, Euro CAD. So that one, yeah, so it's been pretty much ranging again on this ascending range for a while, since July 12th. So eventually it might keep going back up and might break that to the downside. So it looks at an intersection of many things here at the bottom corner. So we could either go up and break that trend, or even like on the downside. So it looks like we've got some kind of zone here. So let's have a look at where it actually goes from there. If you look at some of the price action, I'm gonna try to move that here and zoom in a little bit. All right, so we got a fairly strong movement to the downside here, especially with these two, and it came back up. Long one, that means a lot of rejection in this area, and then back here touched, and then strong impulse again. It's kind of retesting. So we'll see if we can. That could be a signal for some of you, like waiting for that kind of candle, waiting for a retest and then go. So some of you might go for the buy in this case. Euro CHF. It's not a really popular pair per se, but that can be. I think sometimes I'd be cautious because it was ranging in this area, and then now we seem to be at the same kind of area. But I don't suggest being really strong because there's a lot of noise in that area. So I wouldn't trade it right now, or be cautious if you do. So you might be able to catch some other trades on maybe on the daily time frame potentially. Let's have a look here. It's kind of some kind of impulse retested, but then it's really retested fairly low. So maybe we might have a little slight push on the upside for a bit, but I'd be careful at that area because it might just continue down as it did up there. Euro GBP. So it looked on the daily, so it was pretty much a trend break over here. So now I don't know, it seems to be I don't know about you, but it seems to be pretty much middle of nowhere for now. So I think if there was a move, it must have been more in that area that it could have been caught or something. That could have been for a lot of pips. Yeah, so almost 500 pips. If anyone caught that, that's good. You just comment and put that in the comments if you ever got that. Um, Now, and next one. So euro, Japanese yen. So a lot of yen pairs have been. Was going to go down versus the Japanese yen, so that means the yen was strong. Again, same thing. So strong, fairly strong zone here. Again, there might still be a play to the downside still, so I'd be cautious on this one. Or you can wait basically to break this trend and then go on the upside. It's some are suggesting that with the Olympics, that might affect a little bit. The Japanese yen, a lot of money transferring over to Japanese. So I don't know if that's actual something. If you have any comments on that, feel free to put your input on this one. All right, so here, if we look, seems to be a fairly strong zone for the euro versus the New Zealand dollar up here, and it seems like there was a fairly strong rejection of this zone here. But then again, so if we look, if we zoom out again, when was it ever higher than that? Probably in it's been quite some time. So, but this might hold for a while. So let's keep a look. But it was seems to be a rejection here. Same thing here. Even though this was a strong candle, it seems that at this area it kind of rejected, tested again, rejected again, went back up again, and then rejected once more. So yeah, this one is kind of tough to call. So we'll see maybe on the next week, see where it goes, or maybe by the end of this one if it can break even stronger than the than this, because there was two more move and it touched again that 36. So it's probably an undecision on that one. It's not like a clear like this one here where it went up and then went back down the following week, right? So that'd be a really strong area there, right? So less noise, and it where there's a quick reaction that's even stronger than if let's say in this area where price stays for a while. All right, so some of you might be tempted to think that this in an area where it's strong, but really if it's rejected strongly from this area, then that's stronger than this year. Euro USD, strong zone again here, probably approaching 108, but then there might still be potential again for the downside depending on but if we say that the US dollar might drop, then this might push a euro up for a bit, but for now I'd be cautious and really see the reaction here first. British pound versus Australian dollar, so that one seems to be again touching a nice fairly strong area since 2006 anyway. Again, the British pairs, maybe want to be careful in this one since Brexit news and stuff. So what you've seen here, maybe eventually it's going to go on the upside. So maybe something you can catch on lower time frame. If we go on daily, so see there's a clear rejection of this here, came back down. Some of you might look into this, see if let's say if it ever breaks this here and retest, and might be going lower. So might be some potential move there. British pound versus Canadian dollar. So I was actually in that trade, I believe, kind of up here, almost perfect, and then I think if I draw a line, I think it was pretty much. Must have been around this area, I think. And then I got stopped out on this one, and then look at that move after. So that's what we were essentially predicting. If you look at the, a bigger 1, 2, 3, right? So for you with Elliott waves, so there was something fairly predictable, and then I missed that. So that's kind of a bummer, but oh well. Eventually we'll get that one back, I'm sure, right? So a lot of opportunities in the forex market. So it doesn't mean because you missed one that it's never going to happen again. So obviously not. Same thing here. Seems like some strong push from upside from this zone here. So it seems really strong. At this point now, I'd be kind of cautious, see where it's going to actually go from here. Again, there's a strong area here, possibly, as you see here. Then we'll see if it comes back down or keeps going up. But if it supports with, let's say, 36 here, and eventually if we go back up to this 200 EMA, we might signal a stronger push. Because remember, we still have the this bigger trend line that's still, we're still in a downtrend fairly on the that one's on the daily. And then if we look on the weekly, again, it's, at lowest it has been for a while, right? So just be cautious. It doesn't mean it might not come back down, but then again, if some Brexit news coming up, so we never know, it might go back up. And then let's have a look. Japanese yen, pretty much the same case here. Looking at kind of a zone, see if it's going to keep pushing up. I'm just going to go a bit quicker for some of them here. Kind of same idea for British pound, US dollars. So as you get more used to pairs, you'll see that they look alike a bit. So when you see British pounds against, most of them here, you're going to see it's going to sit fairly the same area, except, a few exceptions. This one might be an exception with the New Zealand dollar. So that one seems to be kind of ranging now between a couple of zones, and probably not the best area to enter at this point now. So I'd probably wait either like lower than that or higher than this zone. And then US dollar, yeah, so if it keeps going up, so I'd probably watch the price action here. It's been higher in 2017, 15 there, but this might be a strong zone. You see that strong impulse and then clear rejection on the weekly. So that's really strong for this almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. So for a month and a bit, it just went right back down. So that's a pretty strong area. So if we might go back up to this zone, then we'll see the reaction. It might be a good trade. Let's have a look at this one now. How much time we're doing? 17 minutes. So try to keep it 20 minutes max. Japanese yen again. Probably wait that we go above this here before we can do anything. And ZD-CAD. And ZD-CAD might be a pretty good one. It seems to be holding here for now. So if we might get another move to the upside. So let's have a look here. Although right now, what we can see on the weekly, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then pretty much 7 candles to the downside, and that one might not mean that much, right? So I'd probably wait for something stronger than that before we can clearly say it might go a little bit back up now. So probably something bigger than at least go past probably this area before we can maybe signal something a bit better. So I'd be cautious on that. But it's something, again, you might find opportunities at lower time frames. Yeah, so that's pretty much, I don't think we're going to go over the other one. So we're at 18 minutes now. So let's have a look here. So Forex Factory, that could be a good website you use for news. You can filter it, remove the apply filter, so remove and keep everything that's really important for if you're a day trader. If you're trading on the weekly and so on, it's not really affecting that much. So that's a good website you can go to, subscribe to it. Investing.com is also good for this too. So yeah, and then just one last thing I want to mention. I think it's towards crypto. So BTC. So basically, we'll go on the daily for this one. Big drop yesterday. Seems to be holding, kind of trying to draw a line for support and stuff. So seems to be holding here for now, but we'll see. That was a strong trend line going down and never got broken, and then we got the result. So most coins are back down, so it's something to keep in mind for the next little while. So yeah, there we go. So thanks for watching. Again, if you like this video, just to make sure you subscribe, hit the alert, the little bell as well for the get alerts whenever I'm posting new videos. And if you have I highly recommend you comment on my down below if you have any questions or anything, any input questions. I'd be more than happy to assist you with that. So I hope you liked it, and then we'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.